Hello, and welcome to another episode of Franklin and Douglas, where we talk about current events and give you bad advice. I'm Franklin, and with me, as always, is my buddy Douglas. Double D.
That's
How's
me.
it going?
It's going great.
Give me the jazz hands.
Woo! Not to blow out anyone's eardrums, but living that
How was your
life.
week?
Oh, my week. Well, it's in between holidays right now. We're coming up on New Year's, so it's actually been pretty calm, compared to everything
Okay.
else. So just getting the house ready for more company coming in.
Oh,
I know.
any big surprises? Any big guests?
No, no. Just one of my siblings that doesn't live in Ohio will be here. So
Oh, good, good, good. Yeah, that's right. How was Christmas?
Christmas was fun. It was nice and relaxing. Spent time
Mm-hmm.
with some family members, but
Good.
Christmas Day, I was able to just be by myself,
And meditate.
concentrate on me.
Mm, that's what it's all about.
Right.
Good,
No, but it was
good.
good. It was nice and relaxing and calm. I mean, I work customer service, so it's nice to have like that silence for a day before you jump right back into it.
Exactly. Well, luckily, I get time off until the new year.
Oh,
And so, yeah. But Christmas was good for me as well. It was raining here, and it's been raining, pouring down rain last night. And yeah, it was nice. Did a little midnight mass, and I cooked
oh,
our famous mac and cheese. It was a
yes,
it was a big hit. So
good.
ending out the year with the what you say, big back winter.
Yeah, got to get that body ready for winter for hibernation.
Hibernation, yeah. So yeah, it was good. And let's see what else is going on. Nothing too much. Like I say, it's the weather has just been all over the place. But I love the rain. I love rainy California. It's nice. It can be. As long as you're not driving in it. People be safe out there. People don't know how to drive when it's raining, you know? They'll just be flying all up and down. You know me, I'm a lead foot.
Yeah.
But no, I am grandma in the first lane when it's raining.
That's all you West Coasters. A little bit of rain, y'all start freaking out. Try driving in a foot of snow.
Exactly. So, no, it's been pretty good. Like I say, winding down the holidays, winding down the 2024, going into
Yeah.
2025.
Can you
And
believe it? It's already over.
I, it seems like it just started and now it's
Yeah.
ending. That just tells you your life clock is ticking as well. So it is what it is.
Not to be
Take me, Lord,
depressing.
take me. Oh man. So, what you got for us today? Since we're ending out the year, what do you have for us to go into the new year?
So, going into New Year, what do people normally do? Or what Americans at least normally do?
New Year's resolution.
That's right.
There was a resolution.
We're always making promises to do things better. What do they say? New Year, new me?
Exactly.
And
I've been saying that for the last 20 years.
right. Yeah, every year for the last 20 years.
Okay.
so
Reset.
we talking about the New Year's resolutions and how people, don't always follow through with them. I actually
Mhm.
learned that there's actually a a ditch New Year's resolution day.
You said a bitch New Year's resolution day?
Ditch with a
Oh,
D.
sorry, my bad.
And it's actually on January 17th. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, where you can dump your resolution and be
Right.
like, I'm cool, I'm not doing it no more."
Right. Right.
17 days in?
Yeah, I
Gotcha.
had enough of this.
Let me write that down.
Right.
17 days in. Okay.
So the
Go
University
ahead.
of Scranton actually found in a study that an estimated 80% of people do not stick to their resolutions. So it's also estimated that 1 in 3 people give up on the resolutions in the first place or in the first month.
1 and 3.
Right. Right. Same girl, same. So,
Okay.
looking at that, I want to see where did this all come from? Like, how do resolutions start and all that? Because, I'm a curious person. So,
You are.
right. So, apparently, the first record of a New Year's resolution was around 4,000 years ago with the ancient Babylonians.
Babylonia.
Right. So they would hold a 12-day festival called, and I apologize if I mispronounced this, Akitu, where they would pledge their allegiance to the king and make promises to repay their debts in the year ahead. And if
This
they
is
do
clearly
that,
before Moses
right?
and the time. Okay.
So if they do this, then the gods look favorably upon them in the new year.
Oh, okay.
So pay your debts.
Okay, well, gods aren't gonna be in favor. Go ahead.
So then, as we go along, Julius Caesar introduced the Julian calendar in
Yes.
46 BC, which had
Mm,
January 1st as the start of the new year to honor the Roman god Janus, Janus.
not Janice.
Yeah,
Okay.
I keep wanting to say Janus. Yeah, isn't that the one Muppet? Uh, the female band player, isn't her name Janice?
I don't
Maybe.
know. All I know is the 2 old men.
Oh, so Janice has two faces. One that looks back on the previous year and one that looks forward to the new year.
Oh, I
So
thought she was Two-Face.
yeah, that too. Janice is a
Okay.
bitch. So
Mm. J
Janice was also known as a protector of doors, archways, thresholds, and transitions into new beginnings.
Really?
Right. And that makes me think of, like, I don't know, like some families do this that I've noticed throughout my years. But when the new year comes in, people like open up their doors or what have you. Like, I wonder if
Yeah, you
that kind
sprinkle a
of,
little, cinnamon in the door and bring
oh,
it in for good luck. Yes.
okay. So
Mhm.
the Romans would offer sacrifices to Janus and pledge renewed bonds between the people and the state.
Mm, sacrifice.
Yeah. So then around 500 to 1500 AD in the Middle Ages,
Mhm.
you had knights that would pledge their allegiance and renew their vows to chivalry and valor for each new year.
Okay.
In 1582, then you had Pope Gregory, who created the Gregorian calendar. That supposedly fixed some issues that was with the Julian calendar, but he reinstated the new year as January 1st again.
So, okay, completely off. The Julian calendar, because we use that in, food and manufacturing and the dates and everything. Is
Okay.
that where that comes
I'm assuming, yeah.
from? Wow. Learn something new every day.
Now you go into
Here's
work,
our
you're like, hey, thank Julius Caesar.
exactly
That
for the
fourth quarter
Julian
is around the
for the
corner.
Julian dates.
Right.
Wow. Learn
So
something. Okay. I'm
then,
sorry, go ahead.
and then, so, it's like
Random
religion continued to influence, each new year about
as it
pledges.
should. Praise God.
So that's a little bit of the history. So, why do resolutions fail? So, there's a clinical psychologist, Nicole Siegfried, who says that it's
Siegfried
simply,
and Roy?
yeah. Was that the Tiger guys in Vegas? It was, wasn't it?
Oh, thought it was the Tiger King. Alright, I'm sorry.
So, she says that it's due to like blind optimism, that often resolutions are unrealistic or measurable, meaning they can't be broken down into achievable small steps. People want like immediate outcomes, such as the goal of working out more or like losing weight. People tend to give up
Exactly.
because they find it takes commitment, discipline, and time. And that, you don't just go to the gym like one time, do a couple little barbells, and you're not skinny.
That's me. Just sweated for 30 minutes. Why I'm not that skinny?
As soon as I get home from the gym, I stand on the scale. What the hell?
I gained 5 pounds.
Right?
Oh my god. So discouraging. I
Right,
swear to God.
right.
It is. It's upsetting.
So then, looking
Okay.
into like ways that you can keep your goals.
Mhm.
So, you want to avoid, these psychologists are saying you want to avoid goals where you can't do or can't have something. So, like, I'm going to say I can't drink alcohol for 3 months. Like, really? Like,
Oh,
really? Is that going to happen?
no. Look.
Sip, sip. So they say that you should focus more on habits or behaviors, that you can break down your goal into smaller goals or steps towards the goal. So, like, maybe I won't drink for this hour, and then you can go drink the next hour, small
Okay.
steps.
Baby steps.
And then you reward yourself to reach that
With the
step
drink.
with a drink, right?
Oh my god.
I not drink for 5 minutes, so I'm going to celebrate with a drink.
Okay. All right. I got that.
So they also feel that you should find someone that can hold you accountable, that you can share your goals with and help motivate you. You know, I
Mhm.
would randomly call you up and say, "Hey, don't drink for the next hour."
Exactly.
So, so yeah, what do you think about those steps of trying to keep your goals?
I mean, that's great to hear because it is hard for me. We were just talking about, what we were going to do for the new year, and
Mhm.
I have already started like writing down my goals and what I want to do. And and then I'm like, okay, well, what's going to make this year different than the last, like you said, 20 years? What's going to be different?
Mhm.
And uh honestly, for me, it's the willpower, motivation, and I get bored easily.
Yeah.
Honestly, I get so bored with the same thing, and I do wanna change it up. And this comes into play of, both of us being people who don't like people.
Right.
So, I'm like, "Well, this time I really need somebody to help me, motivate me." And so you and I were gonna, put together like a little, fitness goal and
Mhm.
calendar together so that we could jump on and go, "Okay, hey, this is what we did," and try to motivate each other and keep each other, going. And so that's, one of my things. I did join the gym. I know that
Oh,
that's
congrats.
the number one thing people do always, but
You didn't
one,
join Planet Fitness, did you?
sweet Jesus, no.
Oh, I say don't use the tanning
uh
beds.
don't use the tanning beds. No. So I I put down the things that I like to do. I love swimming. I know that's shocking, but I do. I love to swim.
Oh,
And
you get the little arm floaties?
yeah.
Would love
Gotta
to
figure
see
out
that.
how to put my put my hair up and everything. But the first thing I did was call the gym and go, "Okay, so when do you have your pool cleaned? What date and time so that I can be there right as soon as they finish?" And then, the stuff that I like to do, and just beginning to walk more as I've been off this week. I have, started walking more and try to get the steps in as I've been reading things. But yeah, it can be discouraging,
Mhm.
and everything. And I'm gonna do it naturally. I'm not gonna do it with injections and pills and whatnot. I'm just gonna do it naturally. Change my eating habits and everything. And so I shockingly enough, I don't eat a lot of fast food,
Mhm.
I don't eat that, but it's like sometimes I just binge and it's horrible. Like I love sweets and yeah, I can devour donuts and chips and stuff,
Yeah.
and I know that's not good. But for me, I started, I think hopefully on the right way is planning out, putting it down on paper and holding myself accountable. I got my calendar and just, am really gonna start the process. And so but at least I know I got to the 17th to give it all up.
Right.
Right? But no, I really and truly, there's nothing that right now that I have going on for next year, like I told you, I was like, I'm planning my vacations for next year.
Mhm. Right.
But it's like, I don't have anything, right now that I'm planning, but it's just for me, for my well-being and how I feel and look, in pictures and different things like that. But, yeah. We'll see how it works out. But I think that's for most people, the majority of people, maybe they just get bored. Maybe they just give up. Willpower. I know that's how I feel. I don't know.
Yeah. No, like for me, like what has worked for me in the past and what's helped me to kind of, because I set goals for myself for 2024.
Mhm.
Um, and what I felt has helped me be successful in some of those goals was journaling for some reason. Like
Mhm.
the
Right.
kind of journaling that I do or that I utilize kind of gives like breakdown, like daily kind of goals
Right.
that meets the end goal. So it kind of goes back to what they were saying, like smaller goals that you can be broke your main goal down to, and that
Right.
helps you achieve it. And I felt, journaling helped me create those smaller goals to get to my end goal.
Good.
So I
Yeah.
felt that
And
works
that's
for
yeah,
me.
that's what I started as well. Like I say, just I got a bunch of things in the, I started writing, topics at the at the, the header,
Hmm.
and, just quotes and things like that. So I'm starting, and, as January comes in, and I'm only going month to month. I'm not like, just going 3, 4 months out. I'm gonna start for the first month and just go day by day, and, finish up the day of how I'm feeling. Definitely write down, what I ate for the day and how it made me feel,
Yeah.
and just be honest with myself. And um, I'm, I was even thinking about it, this past week, of how vulnerable I'm going to be, because I am going to document,
Yeah.
my journey, and
Yep.
with photos and things like that, because I want to see the change that I know I can do. I've done it before, and so I know that I'm capable of doing it. Obviously, I'm older now, but you know, I'm capable of doing it. I know I can. And, I'm thinking of how it's going to make me feel. And so, yeah, but I definitely going to try to do it this time and stick to it more than 17 days.
Right. And, I love that you brought up about, making yourself vulnerable and putting yourself out there and that. I mean, even this podcast, you know, doing it to video, putting it out there, like it was definitely weird for me at first to hear my own voice
Right.
and see my own face and put it out there where other
Yeah.
people could possibly see and hear it. So I
Mhm.
think, this has helped. And will probably help you going forward with your goals and what you're looking to do in the
Sure.
future. Um, but yeah, and that's another thing that for my future goals for next year,
Mhm.
all the things I've learned from this podcast and that we've experienced for this short amount of time. I do all the editing and everything on my own, and I can't wait to learn more and improve better. Like I hope people see a difference from episode one to this episode and then going forward. Starting other media projects or other, artistic type projects in the future using what I learned from this. So,
Right. I think it helps with our self-esteem. I think it helps with, being confident in our everyday lives.
mhm,
Like I say, you and I talk every single day, via text or whatnot, and then as we get on here and talk to each other, it's fun. It's different. When I first started it with you, I was like, oh my God, what
yeah,
has he got me into?
right.
But then, as we've gone on, I've definitely looked forward to it. I'm enjoying it, and again, we're building. We've had some good episodes, and I can definitely see the difference. But
Mhm,
I think that it's for us, it's building our self-esteem and building us to where we need to be. Again, both of us are introverts, and we don't like to do many, many things
right, right,
that involve people.
right.
But, this is a good platform to start, and get comfortable with things, because again, like I say, it was like, I when I head out to the gym, I feel like, "Oh my god, everybody's looking at me, you
Yes.
know, you know, and I hate that feeling. But at the end, I'm like, so does that person. They have that same feeling as well.
Yep.
And, as I look on social media and read people's comments and look at platforms, people feel the same way I do.
Mhm.
It's like I'm like, "Oh my god, I can't believe somebody else feels that way."
Right.
And so a part of me is like, "Okay, you know what? We can do this, because that person probably feels the same way, and I'm not gonna trip about it. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm doing me right now." So, yeah, we'll see. Again, I'm hoping this will be a positive move. And again, who knows? I definitely know that I don't want to fail,
Yeah.
and I'm going to challenge myself and make sure that I don't fail. And with your support, I think that you and I will both be really and truly successful. So yeah.
Well, I look forward to you yelling at me about not doing something, and I'll be more than happy to
Okay.
bug you about not doing
Hmm.
something.
Right. And maybe our viewing audience can go with us on this journey. We'll maybe
Oh,
do yeah, a little side podcast to show them, how we're doing. So, yeah, it'll be good.
I'll
But,
definitely link to anything that we do in the future in our episodes as well.
right, right. So, yeah, Yeah, 2025, here we come. We got to stay positive, and we're going to make it happen. So good
So,
luck to you.
yeah, good luck to you, buddy. And good luck
Right?
to the audience.
Exactly.
So now we spoke about our resolutions a little bit. I kind of
Hmm.
looked into, American, like how they average and what they're putting out there for the resolutions. So there was a group called Statista, Statista, or Statista. I don't know, whatever.
Hmm.
I'm from the Midwest. I can't pronounce anything apparently. So Statista did a survey to find the top New Year's resolutions for 2025 in America. So the survey's shown that 1 in 5 adults are committing to financial goals, which makes sense with
Right.
inflation being in everybody's mind, etc.
Right.
4 in 10 people that responded said they were not making any resolution this year. And then the top 5 resolutions were to save more money at 21% of the respondents, to eat
Hmm.
healthier at 19%, exercise more at 17%, to lose weight at 15%. So it's kind of like all three of those kind of, go with each other. So maybe,
Right.
and then to spend more time with family and friends at 14%.
Okay.
So 43% of those that were asked were not making a resolution, which I was surprised that that was high, but I get it.
And I guess, yeah, that's true. And I guess, as far as saying that it's a resolution, what I did last year was did it by the quarter of each month.
Mm.
So January, February. And what I did was in that quarter, what did I want to achieve? And, save, a certain amount, build wealth, like you say, invest more, pay off outstanding bills or whatever. And then at the end of that quarter, be able to check off what I completed. And so for that was like, okay, great. Then whatever I didn't complete in that quarter, I moved it to the next one as my top goal. And then I just kept going down. And so now that I'm at the end of the year, I'm looking at each one and okay, what am I bringing over to the new year?
Hmm.
Well, for me, it's now weight loss, it's healthy eating habits, and things like that. And so now that's how I'm just going to do it by the quarter. Like I say, it was going to month by month by month. And it's not necessarily a resolution, but I found that doing what I did this year really helped me in small chunks. And now I can start moving towards, more probably more tangible things. I built my savings back up. I did start doing some small investing and just, I guess, planning for the next phase of my life and, be it for my family who, when I'm not around and make sure that they don't have to, pick up any bills or anything like that. You have to think about those things. And so that's what I did this year, life insurance and different things like that to make sure that honestly it's what you have to do at this time, planning for that. So
Well, we don't want to leave
now
that
this
for little Ray Ray. So,
exactly. And so, yeah, we don't need him, going through it, but either way, he's gonna spend our life insurance anyway. So, but yeah, so now, my goal is to, next quarter is to build my relationship with food and know that it's needed for the body, but it's not needed all the time. You don't have to. I mean, I think I enjoy my food too much too, you
mhm.
know.
I mean,
But
it's kind of an American thing for sure.
right, exactly, right? I look at foreign countries and they don't waste the food like we do. And, you don't see them indulging as much like Americans do. So, but yeah, I think it's going to be a good challenge and we'll see how it goes,
For sure.
come on this journey with us.
So, if anyone needs inspiration for New Year's resolutions, I decided to scour the internet and pull out a couple that tickled my fancy.
Mm.
So,
Tickle, tickle, tickle.
so one of the earliest ones that I found recorded was in 1671. There was a Scottish writer named Anne Halkett who wrote her in her diary the resolution of "I will not offend anymore." So maybe that's one that you should take into your little repertoire
Never,
as well.
never. I said what I said.
So I kind of scoured through Blue Sky and Threads because one of my resolutions is stop using Twitter. So but what I found, we had one where they said my 2025 New Year's resolution is to not be poor. Girl, get it, get it.
Exactly.
The next one kind of helps with the last one. They said my New Year's resolution is become a trust fund nepo baby.
Oh,
All for it. All for
I
it.
mean, if you weren't born into it, how are you gonna get it?
Aim high. Aim for the stars.
Okay.
We have another one. They said my New Year's resolution is to just not give a fuck anymore. I'm far too old for that shit. I mean, I
That
feel
part.
that.
Amen. Yes.
Let's see here. We have another one that says, I'm not making any New Year's resolutions. It's time for the years to do better for me.
That part.
Yes.
Say exactly. What are you gonna do for me?
Right. And then the last one is actually from Domino's Pizza. And they
Mm.
said, if you need suggestions for New Year's resolutions, I would add trying pineapple on pizza.
I mean, hey, I'm here for it.
Yeah, I
I
like
love pineapple
pineapple.
on pizza.
Right.
Exactly. Why why is there been so much hate on pineapple on the pizza?
Ow, it's good.
It's
I don't know what
good,
to say. Yeah,
it is.
that's part of my new diet. More pineapple
There
on
you
pizza.
exactly. We got this.
Well, that's all I
Good
had
stuff.
for regarding the New Year's resolution. So,
Well, that's great. Like I say, I'm glad we're going on this journey together as we've gone on many journeys together, and
right.
hopefully we can take our audience with us. So good job. Yeah.
So, why don't we jump into some advice now?
All right. Hit me.
So, as always, we want to remind our audience that we are not trained professionals and our advice
Never.
should not be taken seriously. But what
Nope.
qualifications do we have, Franklin?
Well, we survived the 2 for 1 night in Castro,
Mhm.
and we survived not getting kidnapped by that man in the van. So we can guide you through life's challenges. So hit me up. What you got?
So today we'll be pulling our questions from Reddit's advice and am I the asshole categories. If you'd like to
Because
have
you are.
your answer, your requests for advice, please shoot us a DM, send us a message, comment. Maybe your question will appear on our next episode.
Okay. What you got?
All right. So first one comes from user Boss Buddy, and
Mm.
they titled it "Am I the asshole for canceling New Year's Eve at my house after the Christmas we just had?" They go on to say, this year as a family, we decided that I, 30-year-old male, would host New Year's Eve for my family, which includes my mom, dad, sister, who's a 35-year-old female, and my other sister, who's a 33-year-old female. Both of their husbands and 5 kids' ages are 5, 6, 8, 9, 11. And my sister, who
That's where
is
you made the mistake.
right, and my sister, who's 33, would host Christmas. Well, this year,
Okay.
Christmas was a disaster, in my opinion. We arrive at our house around 2 p.m. on Wednesday, and for the most part, everything's normal. We are on our second round of presents, play some board games, and start to get ready for dinner. Now, my sister's an actress. She does community theater. She's actually a barista. They want to let us know. And apparently, she's trying to let her children, who are 8, 9, 11, act to their heart's desire. Apparently, their favorite show is that out of control Netflix show, I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it, but I guess it's some kind of like prank antics show. We'll,
Okay.
we'll learn more here.
There you go.
So, right before dinner time, the 3 kids start loudly acting out the sketches from the show. First, they do the one with the 2 guys who do the pranks on the toilets. So, these 3 kids are jumping and screaming and pulling out toilet water from the bathroom and splashing it on the floor.
Oh,
Yeah, I think this is insane, and so do my parents, but my sister's encouraging it. Next, it gets even worse. One of them starts to shovel food into their mouths, just screaming, where is all the food going? Who is eating all the food? And at this point, there's food everywhere and dinner's ruined. The only people laughing are my sister and the kids. Since
what in the hell?
insanity. So since all the food is thrown about and there's toilet water on the rest of it, we end up having to order pizza. The holiday is ruined. She says it's hilarious, and she's trying to get them to act like this more and more to make a career out of comedy. I tell my sister at this point, New Year's Eve is going to be adults only, or she and her comedy troupe can't come.
Yes, the comedy troupe.
She freaks out and says, I'm being insane. I truly just don't want my house ruined. Am I the asshole for making
Exactly. Who
this
wants
for New
toilet
Year's Eve?
water all over the place? No, you're not the asshole. Tell
Right?
your asshole sister and her toilet water throwing kids to stay at home. Hell, Jesus. I can't even fathom that. Like, seriously, dude?
Uh,
And then they were
ugh.
shoving the food in their mouth after having their hands in the toilet. So
Yes.
nasty.
That's what, like, how are they going to toilet water? I mean, these are things I think about. Were they using like ladles, buckets? Like, what? Where were they? Ugh.
Where were they just getting a little cup, just bringing the toilet water out, throwing it all over the place, and nobody was saying anything?
Well,
Nobody?
I didn't write this down, but reading through the comments, the person who submitted this did say that the rest of the family also thought this was insane. But no, no one
Okay,
really said anything. But they all said to each
okay.
other that it was insane.
Why are people so afraid to just, like, say something, you
Right.
know? Why are people so afraid to just be like, "You're an asshole. What the hell?" You
Right.
know? You always used to nudge me when I'd tell somebody
Listen, that was to keep us from getting into fights at the bar. That's
or
different.
choking people out, and you're like, "Don't do it, don't do it." But I mean, why the hell are you sitting up there letting somebody's kids throw toilet water all over the house? Even if it's not your house, that's disgusting.
I
And yeah, no, I wouldn't even tell her that she was invited. I'd be like, "You're not invited to any function. You and your comedy troupe.
uh,
What in the world is wrong with people?" Yeah, no, you're not the asshole, dude. Your sister is, and her little asshole kids. Shitty water all over the place.
all over the place. And when's the last time she even cleaned that toilet?
Gross.
I mean, it
Oh,
it kind of shows like how people are like trying to jump on and become famous with the whole social media. You've got like those families that put their whole lives out there too, like videotaping their kids open up Christmas presents and everything, that kind of thing, and
right.
really using their kids to get into fame. So it kind of reeks of that, like, the mom's hoping for maybe for a payday more so than I don't. Plus, so you have the other sister who has 3 kids as well. So yeah, or no, her 2 kids. So she has a 5-year-old and a 6-year-old. Like, you don't want your kids learning that behavior
I was gonna
from
say,
their
so what are the
cousins.
other kids doing? Are they just sitting there watching going, "Mommy, can I play in the toilet?"
Right. Are they going to go home and then start throwing your toilet water all over the
Okay,
place?
no,
Like,
Johnny, you cannot do that.
mm, mm.
Wow. Okay. Alright, you and the comedy troupe.
I
Bless his
mean,
heart. Yeah, she's not invited to New Year's Eve
right.
party. She can stay home with the comedy troupe and the toilet water. So, no, you're not invited. You're not invited to any other function. We can just FaceTime from here on out.
Or get your kids into the whole Jackass series. Let
Yeah,
them
that
like
part.
hurt each other and see how fun it
Exactly.
is.
Exactly.
Just
Right.
randomly running up and kicking each other in the nuts or something.
Yes, that's what they do all the time, just kicking each other in the nuts. God.
All right. So we'll move on to the next one here. This is from the advice category. They titled this is by Confused of My Boyfriend, and they titled this so she's a 23-year-old female
Mhm.
boyfriend who's a 25-year-old male wants to go on an annual gaycation where he becomes gay for a week. Is this normal? She goes on to say, me and my boyfriend have been dating for 1 year, but recently he suggested something that astonished and confused me. He wants to go on a 1 week gaycation with his best friend later this year, and he wants to make an annual thing out of it. I had never heard of this, but he tells me it's when straight guys go on a trip and become gay for the duration of that trip and are straight again when they come back. He says that during this,
Brokeback Mountain.
right? He says that during this trip, he and his friend would basically look for other guys to have sex with, but that it wouldn't count because it would not be emotional, just physical. And that what happens on a gaycation doesn't count in the real world, anyways.
What what happens on gaycation stays
Days of
on gaycation.
vacation.
What?
So naturally, I asked my boyfriend if he was gay or maybe bisexual, but he acted offended when I said this and said it was just an annual 1 week bit of fun and that there was nothing gay about it, especially since it was only for 1 week a year.
That's what they all say.
It's like the purge, right? Was it
Right.
1 day a year?
Brr, brr.
She goes on to say,
I'm gay.
I'm vulnerable. So she goes on to say, I don't know how to feel about this, and it has caused quite a bit of argument with us. He insists it's normal, and a lot of straight guys do it. This is my first year's boyfriend, and aside from this one new issue, everything has been great. Is it normal for straight guys to pretend to be gay for a week, and am I overreacting? Should I try to make a compromise? I'm very confused by this.
Girl, yes, it's normal, and you need to go get you a lesbian weekend.
Yeah.
Join the party, girl. It's fun.
The scissorcation.
Exactly. So no, girl, it's a thing. People do it all the time. Your man is experiencing that's what he wants to do. He might not be gay, but he's on the down low.
Usually, if you're on the down low, that means you're on the down low. Nobody knows.
Well, I mean, he's got to tell his girlfriend because she's like, "Where you going this weekend?" He's like, "Oh, out with Billy." So no, um, girl, get yourself a little friend, and you can have yourself a little scissor weekend, and then see how he reacts to that. Let's see, because if he gets pissed off and like, what do you mean you're scissoring up with Susie?
Oh
Then
no.
he's gonna have a problem with it. So no, go out there and have yourself some fun. Or better yet, just, go with them and see what's going on.
But like,
Little little baby oil, a little ditty party.
so she's gonna be the one sitting in the cuck chair in the hotel room.
Exactly. Going, but no,
I
let that boy have his fun, and you go get you a scissor sister.
oh, so I am obviously in the other end of this. Like, I have never heard of Gay Week.
You excuse me?
I've never heard of Gay Week for straight people.
I mean, there's gay month. You guys have a month,
We
don't you?
have we have a whole month. Yeah,
So,
when straight guys
yeah,
go get gay for a month,
they
that's
do.
normal. But
They
a
get gay
week.
on the bar nights. They do. I mean, you know that. We've made out with the same guy.
Oh yeah, no, I've made out with straight people, sure, but but
It's true.
I've never heard of
It's
straight
a
guys
thing.
getting together and like, hey, gaycation girl, and then like
Exactly.
they all go to what is it, Fire Island or whatever
I
together.
don't know where they're going, but it happens. It happens,
I
and
don't.
she needs to realize it.
I just
So,
and just his anger when she like brings it like, hey, like you might be gay or bisexual, and he gets mad about it. Like that's kind of like, listen, if you're gonna
that's a
go
red flag,
be
right?
gay and bang other dudes for a week. Like, just be like, hey, maybe there's something there, you know?
Well, is he a top or a bottom? That can, we can
Oh, I
figure
wish you
that
would
out.
ask that question.
Yeah, that's what maybe we should, pose that question to him, top or bottom. Then we'll figure out if he's gay or not. That's good stuff, girl. But no, get yourself a scissor sister. Have yourself a weekend.
Girls trip.
Girls trip.
Well, with that, that's all the advice that I have for us today.
All the advice that we need.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So, again, thank you everyone for listening, for subscribing, for reposting. Whatever you can do is great. Help get the word out there. We're hoping to grow and become,
Bro.
more influential in 2025.
Keep going on those gay weekends.
Gay weeks. Maybe that's what we should do
Mhm.
for the podcast next year. We'll host Gay Week for straight guys.
Exactly. Oh my god.
But thanks again, and I hope our listeners have a great new year coming up. And I
Exactly.
hope that all your goals are met, Franklin.
They will be. Thank you so very much.
All right. Thank you again, and bye.
Bye.